It's 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with 5 things you need to know for this Friday, the 13th of December, 2024. Item number 5 again today is Syria. Essentially, we're watching to see how this is all going to play out. As you can see by the map on the screen behind me from the Institute for the Study of War, Syria is now subdivided into several different zones that are not under the control of the group that took Damascus in its lightning advance over this past weekend. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, they're in control of Damascus and a big chunk of the country west of the Euphrates River. But you can see the blue and yellow there in the middle of the country. That blue zone is called the Atanf deconfliction zone. That's essentially where the United States has about 1,000 soldiers still on the ground in Syria. The yellow in the southwest of Syria, unidentified rebel groups. Those are groups calling themselves the Southern Command Room, Southern Operations Room, Druze and Christians mainly, but allied with HTS for now. And the purple area to the north and east, that's the mainly Kurdish region of Syria that borders on Kurdish regions of Iraq and Turkey. Now the Turks control, or Turkish-backed groups controlling areas in the north, the yellow zones in the northern part of Syria. How this all shakes out, we honestly don't know. Israel went in over the past few days and destroyed much of what remained of the arsenal of the Syrian army and navy, destroying warships at the port of Latakia. Israel now in control of the summit of Mount Hermon and has extended a buffer zone to within about 16 miles of Damascus. In Europe, here's the interesting development here. In Europe, many millions of Syrian refugees were admitted over the last 13 years. That civil war began in Syria back in 2011. Now there are growing calls in Europe to send those Syrians home. Will that happen? And how intense will the debate be if the Syrian refugees decide they don't want to leave? This will be an interesting question in 2025. Topic number 4, Ukraine. Also this week, 6 U.S.-made ATACMS long-range ballistic missiles launched at a Russian air base. This, according to Russia's defense ministry. Again, this crosses a red line that was laid down by Russia's President Vladimir Putin in September, who said that because these missiles cannot be programmed without Western help. In other words, the Ukrainian military doesn't have the capability to target these missiles without the help of the Americans or the Brits, who allowed Storm Shadow missiles to hit and take out some high-ranking Russian generals, along with 500 North Korean soldiers just a few weeks ago, that Russia would consider this NATO's direct participation in this war. How will Russia respond? They have promised to, but what that response looks like at this point remains to be seen. Again, as we approach 2025, one of the big questions yet on the table is whether we will count 2025 as the official beginning of what is already looking like World War III. Topic number 3, Disease X. Talked about this yesterday as well. This mysterious illness, which the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, I'd called it the American CDC, which is based in Atlanta, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, calling it Disease X. But this name is being picked up by the corporate media. And this is rather provocative because Disease X was a name that was floated over the past couple of years as that hypothetical next pandemic. Okay, we've gotten past COVID-19. What's next? What will be Disease X? Well, the African CDC is now calling this Disease X. World Health Organization saying on Sunday that they've recorded 406 cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo, of which at least 31 people have died, more than half of them young children, but as many perhaps as 140 have died. Whether this is Disease X or not, the fact that it's being called as such is making us a bit wary. This past year, a story that really flew under the radar of the corporate media were the amendments that were passed to the international health regulations. This is a treaty that, with the new amendments that are set to go into effect in 2025, a year of significance for a lot of reasons, it essentially gives the World Health Organizations under this treaty the authority to become a global government, to fight not just a medical pandemic, a health outbreak, but also an infodemic, the spread of mis, dis, or malinformation. Remember the way narratives that were not officially approved during COVID were censored by social media, by the government? The amended international health regulations give the World Health Organization power to do this. And so when they start referring to this mysterious respiratory illness as disease X, we're just watching to see how the World Health Organization responds, because it, under this amended IHR, has the power to become a crisis dictatorship. Item number 2 today, Trump and the deep state, an astonishing admission by an advisor at the Environmental Protection Agency. This caught by undercover journalist James O'Keefe, this advisor to the EPA, admitting that his office is literally, well, not literally, but figuratively speaking, shoveling billions of dollars out the back door and into the hands of Democratic Party supporters as quickly as possible before Donald Trump is inaugurated on January 20th. Project Veritas, actually James O'Keefe's former organization, the organization that he founded, Project Veritas, released this undercover video showing EPA Special Advisor Brent Efron admitting that the agency has sent $50 billion out to fake projects and political friends as quickly as it can, and it's going to keep spending this money as fast as it can until Trump is inaugurated. According to Efron, quote, "It's like we're on the Titanic, we're throwing gold bars off the edge." The ship is going down, but they're trying to save as much gold for their buddies as they can before Trump puts a stop to it all. Efron also admitted that he and the EPA are using supposedly nonprofit groups to hand out the money and to shield their efforts to hide what they're doing from Congress. I mean, this is so open that you'd catch somebody actually saying this to somebody, whether they think they know this person or not, is astonishing. Efron also said he expects to get a nice, cushy job after his time ends, after Trump is inaugurated. A golden parachute, a soft landing with one of these fake nonprofits after Trump takes over the White House. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was announced Thursday as Time Magazine's Person of the Year for 2024. This is the second time he's been named Time's Person of the Year. Last time was in 2016. This time, second time he's been elected president, basically marking his astonishing political comeback. Of course, liberals' heads now exploding all over. So if you hear that strange popping noise off in the distance, wondering what it is, it's probably people on social media reading that Time has named Trump the Person of the Year again. Coming up, C.S. Lewis is about to get the Barbie treatment. I'll explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we need the grassroots support of our Skywatch TV family to help us get the Rescue Us series out to as many people as we possibly can. This information is being suppressed, deleted, deplatformed, taken down, and is way too sobering for most network television outlets. We need you to get involved. We need you to join us in the efforts to get this series in front of your friends, your pastors, people of influence in government, your communities, anybody and everybody. Help us share this series not only to illuminate the many, many ways that we're losing an entire generation of children to intolerable darkness, but also to assist in the raising of an army of God's people willing to stand in the gap for them. The Rescue Us series shows the viewer what can be done by absolutely anybody willing to say, "Yes, Lord, I will answer the call. I will intervene for those who have no voice and for those who desperately need help." And that's why right now we're asking you to stand with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to introduce the Rescue Us special offer. For your donation of only $49.99, you'll not only receive a copy of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us that uncovers the massive crisis destroying an entire generation of youth, all while challenging each one of us to rise up for our nation's most vulnerable and break the cycle of abuse. But you'll also receive the brand new documentary, Rescued, Samantha's Story, where Samantha Orr personally takes you through her nightmarish childhood of unthinkable trauma and abuse to her total restoration in the arms of Jesus Christ. But friends, that's not all. Right now, while supplies last, we're also including in this special opportunity the 4-hour audio series on disc, The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island by the late Dr. Thomas Horn. Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, featuring Yaku Bouillons, Ilanka Deaton, Dr. Thomas Horn, and others. And the major motion picture movie, Camp, on DVD, that showcases what God can do in the life of a child desperate in need of rescuing through ministries like Royal Family Kids, and is inspired by true events. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $200. Yours now for your donation of only $49.99, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. But ladies and gentlemen, we are so committed to this message reaching as many viewers as is humanly possible that we want to equip you, our grassroots army of Skywatch TV friends and family members, with an opportunity to partner with us like never before. Join us in spreading this invaluable message through the Rescue Us Partner Pack, where you'll receive 5 copies of each of the items we just mentioned for your donation of only $165. That's right, when you order the special Rescue Us Partner Pack, you'll receive 5 copies of the entire 6-DVD docuseries Rescue Us, 5 copies of Rescued, Samantha's Story, 5 copies of The Hidden Occultism of Epstein's Orgy Island, 5 copies of Silent Cry, The Darker Side of Trafficking, and 5 copies of the major motion picture movie, Camp, on DVD. This massive collection of documentaries, audio series, and movies holds a retail value of $1,000. Yours now for your donation of only $165. With 5 complete copies of everything in the collection, that allows you to keep 1 for you and your family, and 4 entire sets to share with people that you believe will also be inspired to stand up in defense of God's greatest gift to us, our children. Remember, your donation helps Skywatch TV continue to get this important message to the 4 corners of the world. You can also stream the entire Rescue Us series and/or Samantha's Story right now at skywatchtvstore.com/stream. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. Visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Rescue Us special offer or the Rescue Us Partner Pack right now.
Item number 1 today, C.S. Lewis getting the Barbie treatment. Producer Amy Pascal describing director Greta Gerwig's first Chronicles of Narnia movie. She's got a deal to produce two movies for Netflix based on C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia. And, Gerwig is a pretty hot commodity in Hollywood right now following the commercial success of the Barbie movie. Okay, so she's going to direct 2 Chronicles of Narnia movies for Netflix. In an interview with the publication Deadline, producer Amy Pascal teased that Gerwig's upcoming movie will be a very new take on Narnia. It's all about rock and roll. End quote. Okay. The first movie planned is an adaptation of The Magician's Nephew rather than The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The Magician's Nephew is a creation story that's essentially an allegorical treatment of the first few chapters of the book of Genesis, showing how different worlds and universes were corrupted by evil and how then evil jumped from one of these universes into Narnia, which is our reality in C.S. Lewis's fictional world. The queen of this evil world, a barren, lifeless world where a great war among prideful sorcerers had destroyed all life, uses magic rings and the children who had then jumped to Narnia to come to this new creation and try to use Narnia as her new base of operations. So the queen, who represents Satan in the Chronicles of Narnia, brought sin into the world, eventually became the White Witch in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So, the director of Barbie is going to adapt this story, an allegorical tale that mirrors the first 3 chapters of Genesis and, the entry of sin and death into the world. And we're told it's all about rock and roll. C.S. Lewis, if it were possible, would be spinning so fast in his grave he could provide energy for the entire United Kingdom. Skywatch TV's next virtual conference, well, it's on right now. The Defender Conference, titled The Resurrection War, which is really what this supernatural war is all about, is available for instant access. You get 90 days access to 24 presentations from cutting-edge preachers, teachers, researchers, authors, pastors. Don't miss it. It's cutting-edge information and very timely. You can find a complete list of speakers and, again, sign up, get instant access for the next 3 months at defenderconference.com, defenderconference.com. This week also marking week number 4 of our 4-week series about the 6-part docu-series Rescue Us. This has been several years in production, and we acknowledge Rescue Us, the series, is not easy to watch. But then the subject of the exploitation of children is very dark. We can't turn away our eyes. Don't miss it this week. Some uplifting information this week to close out the 4-week series. The Parable of the Star Thrower. This will hit you right here. You can watch it right now at skywatchtv.com. You can also catch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule is posted at skywatchtv.com/channels. You've got Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, Smart TV with Roku or Fire TV built in. Make sure you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed. You can watch it right there. You can also catch it now over the internet, youtube.com/@skywatchtelevision or rumble.com/skywatchtv. Or better yet, download it right to your smartphone or tablet, bypassing the gatekeepers of big tech. Whether you've got iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire phone or tablet in your hand, we've got a link for an app that's right for your device at skywatchtv.com/app. Appreciate you giving consideration 2 new books that I have co-authored, one with my best friend, Sharon K. Gilbert, The Gates of Hell, and one about the modern UFO phenomenon and addressing the question, is God an alien? There are people out there who think so. And sadly, survey after survey shows that there are more people who think Earth is being visited by ET than who believe in God as he's revealed himself in Scripture. So please, give it consideration. Destination Earth, you'll find both of those at skywatchtvstore.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. Have a blessed weekend. I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.